Hello, it's me, and I'm here today to talk to you about something a little bit different. Not the usual thing I talk about, but I'm going to be talking about looking after your voice, colds, immune system, and my favourite subject, mucus and snot. I've had a few messages on Facebook on how to look after your throat, or when you've got a cold, what do I do, and what do I do to keep my voice healthy? The first thing I do is 4 pints of the good stuff every day. If I don't manage to drink water, then definitely 2 days before I sing, I try and down 4 pints of water. It's the best thing for you. Don't forget that the voice is a muscle, and muscles need obviously water to keep hydrated, and muscles don't work very well when they are dehydrated. So my fellow singers especially, before you're singing, 4 pints of water every day, at least 2 days before you sing. I also get asked about the throat. I've had a few messages of people that have had colds and that are singers. What do they do? The first thing you must not do, and it's a total myth, is have any of these cough sweets. The cough sweets are lethal because they have a chemical in them that actually dehydrates the voice. It makes you very dry, so it actually makes you worse. The best thing to do if you want that menthol sort of thing, if you have a bit of a cold, is to breathe steam. Now I've got a gadget which you can get £5 from Boots. It looks like that. I'm asthmatic, so it does help. You put some water in there, boiling water. Don't use Albus oil, because if you put a drop of Albus oil in, when you get a cold again, Albus oil does actually make your cold and congestion come back even worse every time. So the best thing to do is invest in some tiny menthol crystals. Only a tiny bit in, because it'll knock you out. So you can either breathe the steam or put a menthol crystal in, and then you whack that over your nose. Well, there is a middle bit that I've forgotten, but you just breathe through there, and it'll help with congestion. It also goes towards the ears and back towards the brain. I once, last year I was in hospital. I had a cold that was stuck, which affected the sinuses, and the sinuses go right back towards the brain, and they rushed me in thinking I had meningitis because it was becoming infected on the entrance to the brain. So obviously I'm not scaring anybody that that's going to happen, but it's important to keep the nasal passages really clear, and also the ears as well. With my cold getting stuck, it went down into the ear canal, into my ear. Sounds lovely, but it can knock the crystals out and give you labyrinthitis, tinnitus, also severe vertigo, and when you get that woolliness and deafness. So steam, just steam on its own. If you have a cold, steam 3 times a day is a great help for that. Also, again, and I'm pushing it down your throats, 4 pints of water when you have a cold. Sounds crazy, but the ear fluid can get very thick and gloopy, kind of like this hand soap, like that. And if you drink plenty of water, it actually thins the ear fluid so that the ears work better, they clear better. And also, if you're swallowing all that gunk from your nose, which isn't nice, if it's going down there, it actually thins that as well. I'll use the word snot, but if you are swallowing snot, it is an acid when it reaches your stomach, so it can make you feel very sick. So water, 4 pints of water, can dilute that as well and prevent you feeling sick. Also, the steam can prevent you feeling sick as well, so it clears the lot and goes back towards the brain. Also, I was once in hospital with throat damage. I had to take 3 months off. My fellow singers, if you lose your voice, please don't sing. It's not worth it. the thing you have to do when you lose your voice, if you have been pushing it, singing, again, 4 pints of the good stuff. If you've got a lot of pain in the throat, either via singing too much or straining, or just simple voice loss with a cold, the best thing to do is write everything down. If everybody asks you questions, don't sing, it's not worth it. 2 days off can bring your voice back if you follow my routine. In my case, I was singing on a bad throat, and also I was whispering a lot. Whispering when you have a cold during the day is very dangerous. If you imagine your vocal cords look a little bit like, sort of, when you look at them through a microscope or whatever, down a camera, they look a bit like women's bits, if you know what I mean. But your whispering vocal cords are at the top there. And once they start sort of rattling away, whispering, you're overdoing it, that eventually they seize up. So that then when you get back singing, you've done that much whispering. When you start singing, it'll sound like this. Ah, there'll be absolutely nothing. And if you're like me and you start pushing it to get that voice out, it'll make everything worse. And I had blood everywhere, and I ended up, rather than the 2 days off I should have taken resting, I ended up with 3 months off, not being able to speak or anything. So it's really not worth it. So fellow singers, if you do have voice loss, keep it shut, write everything down, 4 pints of water a day, steam. Please don't sing on it, I beg you, because you can cause yourself a lot more damage, and whispering is also just as bad. So keep quiet, and my female singers, I'm sure your husbands would be very grateful of the peace and quiet. Also, the other thing I'd like to talk about with mucus and things is when you have a bad throat, if you get pain, when you have laryngitis, the best thing is to get a small cup of boiling water, let it go lukewarm so it's sterilised, 2 soluble paracetamols, whop them in, let them dissolve and gargle with it and swallow. So you're getting the painkiller going straight into the bloodstream, and the paracetamol, when it's dissolved, when you gargle with it, it feels so soothing on your throat. It's lovely. So you can take 2 of those 4 times a day, and it'll help with the pain as well. Okay, so that's on top of the water. So 2 soluble paracetamols 4 times a day. What else do I do? Salt. Salt is the best thing you can have for anybody with a bad throat. You mustn't cough. Coughing, again, I used to go and off the microphone to try and get rid of anything that was there. Really dangerous, damages your vocal cords even more. When I teach people in singing, I teach them how to cough, and you simply have to practice this and it will clear anything that's there. You don't need to do it hard. All you do is okay, so nothing hard, just simply and anything that's there will come up. If it doesn't, water and whop it down the other way. Okay. Also, there is a little voice training thing that I do. Scales are actually pretty bad doing da. It doesn't warm your voice up. The best thing to do is go up and down and up and down, and that will warm your voice up and help your vocal cords. Also, to get rid of anything stuck there, you simply go and when you get to that high bit, it will get rid. Also, you can go down with an exercise that goes, going down, did I mention that? Yes. Anyway, you could do this. Now I can feel something about to turn up there, but that's all you do. That's instead of coughing. Again, if it doesn't bring it up, good stuff. I was going to mention salt. Now, if you have any grandmas, great grandmas about, still, they used to do handkerchiefs in salt when they used to wash. Why? Because salt is the only thing that can dissolve mucus. You can put it in the washing machine, do anything with it. Once you put salt in it, it goes. Now, if you have been singing or you simply have a bit of a husky throat, what you need is a pint of boiling water, which you leave to go lukewarm, and in that water you put a teaspoon of salt. Okay, not table salt, it's got to be the good stuff. I use this. Okay, sea salt, and that's sort of the measurements. You don't have to use all of it, of course. And before you go to bed at night, gargle with it. And anything that's around your vocal cords or on your chest or anything, have a few gargles with the salt water, spit it out, swallow the excess. There isn't enough salt in there to make you sick or anything, but anything that's down there will dissolve any snot or phlegm or anything nasty. And if you do that before you go to bed, the next morning you will cough up a nice friend that you've had stuck there for a few weeks, okay? So salt water. You can try it, if you use any handkerchiefs, still instead of tissues, you can try washing them, it won't come out, but put salt in there, it will come out. Okay, so this is going to lead me on to my daily routine. If you have a really bad cold and bad congestion, don't do this just yet. But this is also for cold prevention, gets rid of all germs. If you're anything like me and you've been with somebody with a cold, and obviously when you're self-employed and you sing, you think, oh, if I catch a cold, I won't be able to work. And you get the hand sanitizers, and you don't just put it on your hands, you whack it up your nose and on your face and everywhere. You can do this instead, which gets rid of germs, helps the immune system. And what I'm going to do is actually not get rid of any snot, I'm just going to soften it, and it will also soften into the ear canal as well. Okay, are you interested? So it's also a cold prevention. If you have a cold that you're not too badly congested right now, this will help get rid of it. You must do this 3 times a day. I do it every day. This is my daily routine. I do it once on a morning, and it helps a great deal. For my friends like Rolly Kinslow, Namaste, who are into meditation like myself, this is also, I have used this in meditation as a water meditation. So I'll show you what we're going to do. Right, this is called a Neti Pot, which looks a bit suspicious at the end there. So we've got that. Or you can buy one that looks like an Aladdin's lamp. Okay, so I use this one. Okay, I would do. Okay, and what you've got again, you've got sterilised water, a pint of, which has been boiled, left to go lukewarm. Don't let it go too cold, because it'll give you a bit of a shock. And also, obviously not too hot. Teaspoon of sea salt mixed in. Again, you don't have to use a lot. And this is what I'm going to do. You're going to take that off. Okay. And then I'm over the sink right now. So I'm at my mum's looking after her, so I'm not going to go over my mum's carpet. Fill it. Like I said, it looks a little bit suspicious at the end. Ooh, hello. Okay. Again, my friends who meditate, you can use this as a water meditation. It feels very, very relaxing. There's nothing nasty about it. And what you're going to do is soften any mucus. There's salt in there, so if any nasal hairs are down and caked with cold back there or going towards the brain or in the ears, it'll help get rid of that and soften it up. This will help people that have bad congestion, vertigo, tinnitus. You want to give this a try. I rave about this. It's fantastic. So this is what you do. I'm over the sink, and the best way to do it, and you're not going to drown or anything, keep your mouth open. And what you do is shove that, that bit up your nose, okay? Then I'm going to lean on the sink, that's the best way. And you simply, okay, you tip it up so it comes out the other side. You can breathe, just keep your mouth open, okay? I can still talk. So all we're doing is softening and cleansing, alright? I'll keep going. Keep your mouth open and breathe. Okay? Then as it comes out, sniff and swallow the salt. If you don't want to swallow, spit it out, okay? But it won't do you any harm. And sniff, and any salt that gets in up there as you sniff it back, it cleanses and cleans out the sinuses. So all you're getting out the other side is water, but it softens up. And I should have brought a tissue, because what you should do is blow your nose very, very gently when you've finished. Okay, then the other side. If you feel, you'll find your own position, you feel it, just very slightly go over the top. If it starts going down your throat, just tip forward a little bit. Okay? Alright, so this is great for cold prevention. I once asked my doctor, how come he mixes with all these ill people and he doesn't catch a cold? He's got a brilliant immune system, but then he said he did this every day to get rid of any germs that he catches from in the air and breathes up his nose. He does this every day. Okay, alright. Alright, so the other side, okay. So you can use whichever one you want. And tip. Okay. There we go. Just water. It's really relaxing. You don't feel like you're drowning. Breathe through your mouth. And I do this once a day, every day. If I feel a cold coming on, it goes up to 3. And you will find it cleans your ears out when you blow your nose really gently. Okay? There we go. Sniff. Okay. There you go. Sorry. Looks a bit nasty, doesn't it? But it's lovely. Believe me. So I want everybody doing this. It's called nasal douching. And you normally, I haven't got a tissue, but just blow your nose gently afterwards. And if you have been congested, after about 3 days, you'll feel your ears crackling and clearing. And you can get these from eBay or wherever. That's Aladdin's lamp Neti Pot for nasal douching, a bit more expensive. I prefer this one, and it's called a yoga Neti Pot. And so I hope you've enjoyed watching this little video. I hope you're all going to get nasal douching, because it's really good for you, and drinking that water. And I hope you take on board some of the things I've said. So get douching, alright? Thank you. Bye.